Good morning. My name is George Randall, and welcome to You, Math and Me. Today's topics are going to be on word problems and introduction to algebra. And in the past, I've emphasized the importance of the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. It should be arithmetic, but I like to say arithmetic. Let's get rid of those letters. Word problems. We'll start off with a simple one. And it involves reading. So here we go. The perimeter of a pool table is 30 feet. The table is twice as long as it is wide. What is the length of the pool table? What are we looking for? You said that the perimeter is 30 feet. But we have to know something. The definition of a perimeter. And again, a pool table is normally shaped in what's called a rectangular figure. Okay? And the widths and the 2 lengths would total, in this case, 30 feet. So again, perimeter equals 2 L's plus 2 W's. Now we have to go back and read again. Now that we've got the definition of a perimeter, it says the table is twice as long as the width. So we got the W for the width, and the length is 2W. That's what it means by twice as long. Okay? Now that we have all of that, let's see if we can add this up. 2W plus 2W, that's the length, plus W plus W equals 30. And a couple weeks ago, I told you how to, or showed you how to combine like terms. We got 2W plus 2W is 4W. One more W is 5W, 6W. All of this combined is 6W equals 30. And that 6W says 6 times W. And I often talk about cousins. Multiplication is here. To undo that multiplication, we've got to divide by 6. And when you have 6W divided by 6, whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. And you're left with over here, W equals 5. Now, let's go back and check. 2W, and we said W equals 5, that's 10. 2W, that's 10. 5 and 5. 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 5 is 25, plus 5 is 30. The question is the length 2 times as long as the width? And the answer is yes. So we have that problem solved. We were able to read, we were able to write, and we were able to do some arithmetic. And again, it was all referring back to the basic skills. So we've solved one word problem. Let's look at another. The population of Laredo is 176,576, which is 29,888 greater than twice the population of Longview. Tongue-tied. What are we looking for again? First, what do we know? Population of Laredo is what? 176,576. Okay? And which is 29,888 larger than twice the population of Longview. So Longview is 2L. And we've got to find what Longview is. The process, remember those cousins. If you've added 29,000, we've got to subtract 29,000. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you must do to the other. What's left on this side is 2 times the population of Laredo. You've removed 29,000. You add it, you subtract it on this side. Again, whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you must do to the other. 8. This becomes a 6. Borrow again. That becomes 1. 8. 6. That's a 5. Borrow again. 6. That becomes 6. 4. Now you got 2L, which is 2 times Laredo, equals 146,688. This is multiplication. That says 2 times Laredo. How do you undo multiplication? You divide. So we're dividing by 2. Again, whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. On this side, you're left with L equals 7, 3, 3, 4, 4. And the question was, what is the population of Longview? Longview is 73,344. The population of Laredo is 2 times Longview plus 29,888. So again, if we double this, it's going to get 146,688 plus this, we'll get that. And that's how you check your answer. We've done another word problem. Let's look at one more. And this involves a dog park. And it reads as thus. Perimeter again. What's the definition of perimeter? Again, rectangle, L, length, W, W. 2 lengths plus 2 W's equals the perimeter. And this one reads as follows. The perimeter of a local dog park measures 156 feet. If the length of the park is 2 feet less than twice, if the length of the park is 2 feet less than 3 times the width, what are the dimensions? Okay. The length of the park is what? 2 feet less than 3 times W. That's the length. Okay? So here we go again. We're going to have 2 times this plus 2W. Okay? Now we're going to use some distributive property that we talked about last week. 2 times 3W is 6W. 2 times this is minus 4 plus 2W equals 156. Combine like terms. 6W plus 2W is 8W minus 4 equals 156. How do you undo your subtraction? You add those cousins again. Whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. This is gone. You have 8W equals 160. This is multiplication. 8 times W. You must divide by 8. Whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. W equals 20. So the width is 20, and the length is 3. I'm sorry. The width is 3 times 20, subtract 2. So 60 minus 2 is 58. All right? So now we have the length. Now we're going to do this real quick. We got the totals. And again, that perimeter is 2L plus 2W, in this case, equals 156. The length, 58 times 2, 16, 116. And the width is 20 times 2 is 40. And when you add those guys together, 156. Again, the length of the park is 58. The width of the park is 20. You've answered all the questions in reference to the dog park here on this particular problem. Again, we were able to read. We were able to determine what it is they were looking for and take all our basic facts and solve our problem. Again, if you have any issues with this, you can reach me at gerrandall22@gmail.com. We're going to take a little break, and when I come back, we're going to talk more about algebra. I thank you.
Hello? Hey, girl. What's wrong? Girl, I just went to a major dealership and got ripped off on a luxury car. Ugh.
Well, I just got a great deal on a luxury car at Star Imports in Camp Springs, Maryland. They took their time with me, treated me with respect, and helped me find a perfect car.
Hey, DMV, looking for a unique car buying experience? Tired of high-pressure sales? Good news. At Star Imports, you'll be delighted with our boutique-style car buying experience. We're committed to treating you with the utmost respect, even if you have less than perfect credit. Check out our impressive selection of pre-owned BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Jaguars, and other imports starting at $5,988. For fast online guaranteed credit approvals, go to starimports.com. That's STARRIMPORTS.com. Or call 301-423-8000. Star Imports, home of the boutique-style car buying experience. Located in Camp Springs, Maryland, off exit 7B off the Beltway, next to Red Lobster.
welcome back to You, Math, and Me. Now we're going to talk about the subject matter of algebra. And algebra, we're always trying to solve that variable. And what I'm showing you right now is some pretty straightforward algebraic problems. And I could ask you a simple question. What number, when you subtract 10, would equal 20? Over here, what number multiplied by 2 will give you 10? Now, we should be able to see those answers without going through the process of the algebraic process. So, I say here that x equals 30, and over here, y equals 5. And you probably would agree with me. The process for solving these problems are this. And we talk about our cousins. We have subtraction here. How do you undo subtraction? You add 10. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you must do to the other. You add 10 here. You draw your line. On this side, on the left side of the equal sign, minus 10 plus 10 cancels out. You're left with x. Over here, 20 plus 10 is 30. You go back to check. 30 minus 10, 20. Over here, you have a multiplication. Again, I talk about the cousin division. We divide by 2. Whatever we do to one side of the equal sign, we must do to the other. What's left here is the y. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 10, and we say 2 times 5 is 10. They're checked. This is why I love math. If we know what we're doing, we will be able to hand in our problems correctly. Let's look at a little bit more involved problem. Because what it's going to do is combine a number of items that we've gone through in the past. We'll have the distributive property being used. We'll combine like terms. We'll do a lot of things because these are more difficult problems and you can't readily see the answer. For example, 5 times the quantity, 3x plus 12 equals minus 15. We even got integers involved. And what did I say that was? 0, a positive 9, and a negative 9. Those are integers. Okay. Now, process for this. We've got to solve for x. We can't look at this one and say that x is 5 or 10 or whatever the case may be. We've got work to do. And the first process is that distributive property. 5 times 3x, 15x. 5 times 12 is a plus 60. Equals minus 15. Next step. Now it's looking like what we did previously. We've got here plus, so we got to subtract. Whatever we do to one side, we must do to the other. And what we're subtracting over here is a plus 60. This is gone, and we have 15x equals, and here you got to be careful because we have a minus 15 on the number line from 0, and now we're subtracting a positive 60. Really can't do that. However, the rule says that when you're subtracting a positive number, we change this sign to a negative 60 and add negative 60 to a negative 15. So we end up at negative 15, and then we go further to the left. So this answer is negative 75. Probably have some questions about that, and we'll be going over it a lot more. Now, right back to our cousins. This says 15 times x. Undo multiplication by what? Division. Divide by 5. Divide by 15, I'm sorry. Over here we're left with an x and a negative divided by a positive, in this case, is a negative 5. Because if you were to sit it up like this, negatives negative 75 in the house divided by 15, it would be negative 5. You get negative 75. And you check your quotient times your divisor is a negative 75. So we've got the answer, negative 5. Now, do we know if that's right? We got to check it. A lot of your homework assignments are going to say solve and check. So wherever there was an x, you got to put negative 5. So we're going to put here a negative 5 and place it at x. Now watch this real quick. 3 times negative 5 is what? Negative 15. And negative 15 plus 12, again, now we're at that negative 15, and we're going to go 12 in a positive direction and end up with a negative 3. We'll put it down here, negative 3. Negative 3 is now in the parentheses. And we're going to multiply 5 times negative 3. What are you going to get? Negative 15 equals negative 15. Again, it looked difficult. We followed the process. We did our distributive property first. We undid what we call our addition by subtraction. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. Then we undid our multiplication by dividing and came up with our answer. We checked it. We handed it in correct. Let's look at another. And that was more involved. But let's look at one where we have terms on each side of the equal sign. And here we go. 5a minus 12 equals 3a plus 7. Okay. First step, we've got to get all our a's, or terms with a's, together. And how do we do that? This is a positive 3a, so we're going to subtract it. And whatever we do to one side, we must do over here. We draw a line. This is gone, so we're left with 7. And over here, we've got, that says 5 minus 3, which is 2a. Subtract 12 equals 7. Can't stop there. Now, let's just change this to 8. We're going to add 12 because we started with subtraction. This is gone. You're left with 2a. Equals 8 plus 12 is 20. How do you undo multiplication? You divide by 2. And A equals 10. Let's check real quick. We said 10, 10. 5 times 8 is what? 5 times 10 is 50. And 50 subtract 12 is 38. So we say that 38's on that side of the equal sign. And over here, 3 times 10 is 30 plus 8. And so we got 30 equals 38 equals 38. We've handed in a correct problem again. So, again, I know it may look a little difficult, but it's all about the process. So, again, if you have any issue with your algebra, your word problems, you can contact me, George Randall, at gerandall22@gmail.com. I thank you, and I'll see you next time.